Earlier this week, some family members and I were going through my grandma's old apartment because she had recently passed away. She passed away about a week ago. And I think it's a natural reaction whenever somebody close to you passes away to start reflecting on your own life and to start thinking about fulfillment and to start thinking about legacy. And as we were going through her apartment, I found this old yearbook from a Salvadoran college. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm half Salvadoran. But it was an old Salvadoran yearbook, and I started going through it. It was from like the 60s, and there's a picture of my grandfather in it. And because my grandfather was a janitor at this college, I believe that the first key to success is getting yourself out of the box. For my father and my grandfather, that box was El Salvador. For me, the box was where I grew up here. And I think no matter where you're from, whether you're rich or you're poor or whatever environment you grew up in, you inherit a certain either cultural or environmental lens. And that lens determines how you perceive the world. And I think a great deal of how the world perceives you is how you perceive the world. The major downfall of a lot of people who never make it out of the box is the frustration or the anger or the fear that they have for the culture of abundance that lays outside of that box. Because a lot of times when you're living inside the box on limited means, you tend to blame the culture of abundance for the reason why you don't have anything, because the injustices and the suffering that occurs inside of that box. And for a good part of my life, I believe that this is why I had such a chip on my shoulder, because I was like mad at the world. I wanted to get out of my environment, but at the same time, my environment was all that I knew, so I didn't know what I was going to move on to. And I tried for a long time to search for the answer in my own community, only to be disappointed to get the same result over and over and over again. It wasn't until I made myself feel uncomfortable by traveling outside of my comfort zone to see what else the world had to offer and to study that culture of abundance that was not present in my neighborhood, in my environment. You can find out how certain people see the world. You can find out how those certain people think. And if those certain people have something that you don't have, you can figure out how to get the same thing that they have for yourself. I believe in evolution because I myself have evolved. I think that inside humans, we have like a primal desire to advance and to change and to move forward. And I think that same primal desire is what prompted my grandfather to pass the baton to my father. My father ran with it across the borders to pass it to me. And I think that same primal desire exists within me to advance and to move forward, to change, to move outside the box. Thinking outside the box will get you more gains in the gym. Thinking outside the box will get you out of any negative situation or predicament that life might throw at you. Thinking outside the box will lead you to create the next invention that will change the world. So until next time, this is Brian Molina, Yungmuscle CEO, from the block to the top. I'll see you at the gym, baby.